Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I will be sharing my PlayStation 3 collection. I first got the PlayStation 3 for a graduation present when I graduated from high school back in 2007 from my mother, because she was just very proud of me from graduating from high school. So she bought me the PlayStation 3, the original model, the 60 gigabyte one, the one that you can play all your PS2 games or your PS1 games and the whole bells and whistles. She bought me that, and she got me a copy of College Hoops 2K7. I think that was what it was, yeah. And it had JJ Redick on the cover. Really enjoyed that game. Kind of sad I don't have it no more, but if I ever find it again, who knows, maybe I'll get it again. Graphics most likely like shit compared to what's out today, but I really did enjoy that game. So yeah, that's a little bit of backstory on how I acquired the PlayStation 3. But unfortunately that system does not work anymore, so I had to upgrade and get another one. I did get the slim model, which I still currently have. I bought that back in 2009 or 2010. I really don't remember what year I bought that console, but it still works to this day. I'm still love my PlayStation 3. I still play it. I still enjoy it. So many great games for it. That generation, to me, was the best system. Between the 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii, to me, PlayStation 3 was the best console for that generation. And yes, this is coming from a person that loves Nintendo, but I love the Wii, but I felt the PlayStation 3 was better. But without further ado, let's get into the games. I have so many games here. It's going to take me like at least an hour, so please be prepared for that. And if you make it all the way to the end, I would really appreciate that. And let's just get started on it. I'm going to start with the exclusive games that's on PlayStation. These games, I'm sure you can play it on other consoles, other PlayStation consoles, but I'm just going to show the games that that are exclusive. Because when it comes to like collection videos, people expect you to have these games. But first one up is Ico and the Shadow of the Colossus. I never played any one of these. I know they remade Shadow of the Colossus for the PlayStation 4, so I'm also play that version and get that. And Ico, I'm curious to try it out. If you watch me stream, you see that I'm streaming The Last Guardian. I think it's from the same people that made these two games. I'm not completely sure. I could be wrong. But I can't wait to try these out. They look like fun games. Next up is God of War Ascension. Now this one, a lot of people didn't like it that much, but I did enjoy it. I got it back when it first came out. Very fun game. I think this takes place before the first game. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm getting get the timeline for God of War mixed up. But I believe this is a prequel, though. But it's a fun game. I enjoyed it. Next up is God of War 3. A masterpiece. Love this game. Played it when it first came out. I might get the remastered version because I do want to play this game again, but I don't want to play it on PlayStation 3. But I do want to play it on the PS4. Well, my PS5 though. But this is a fun game. I loved it. Next up is God of War Origins Collection. It comes with two games, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. Both fantastic games. I've been wanting to play these for so long. I played it for the first time a few years ago, and I couldn't stop playing these games. I just played them back to back. Originally, these was released on the PSP. I never owned those versions, so I figured they re-released it on PlayStation 3, so I figured let me just get it on here, the better graphics, play it on the bigger screen. I don't have to look at that small ass screen on the PSP and play these games. So I'm glad they re-released this. And last for the God of War games is God of War Collection. It has the first 2 games on it from the PS2. Love, love, love these games. I think part 2 is like my favorite. Well, they both fantastic, fully remastered, and they still look good today. If you was to pop these in the PlayStation 3, it still looks great. And so I'm pretty upset that you can't play PlayStation 3 games on the 5. I really wish you could. Just pop a disc in there and play it. I wish you could do that. You know, PS4 games, and I don't care to play those on the 5. I mean, I'm glad they gave you the option, but it would have been cool if they would have been able to play PlayStation 3 games on the 5 as well. Okay, the game that everybody loves, The Last of Us. I absolutely love this game. I don't think I bought it on release day. You know, this game has been, before release, it was getting hyped up and so many people was so excited for it. To be honest, I didn't see the excitement at first. So I didn't buy this on release day. But I did play the demo before it came out. And when I played the demo, because I think it came with God of War Ascension, when I played the demo, I was like, okay, I gotta get this game. And I love it. Masterpiece. I want to play it again. Well, the PS4 version, not this one. I do want to play it again. Love it. Love it. Alright, next up is the Sly Collection. Pretty fun games. I played through the first one, I think it was last year I played through it. I really enjoyed it. Sly Cooper is like one of those underrated series. For some strange reason, this gonna hurt for me to say it, but I couldn't get into 2 and 3. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe because I was playing too many games at the time, and I was just trying to figure out, you know, what should I play next, and I was just all over the place. So maybe if I'm not playing anything at the moment, then maybe I'll go back to 2 and 3. You know, I was just trying them out to see if I can get into them. But I do love the first game so much. Very fun game. Next up is Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Still haven't played this one because I haven't finished 2 and 3. But once I play through 2 and 3, I will be playing this one. Unfortunately, I heard this one ends on a cliffhanger. You know, but I don't know the ending because I didn't play through the game yet. But I know a lot of people want another game. That's what they should do. Make another game for the 5. That would be great. Next up is Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction. I played this one for quite a bit when it first came out. Couldn't really get into it like that. But I don't know, maybe one day I'll give it a shot again. I did play the new Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on PlayStation 5. Excellent game. And I did play the reboot on PS4. Great game as well. So I'll probably try this one out one day. Next up is PlayStation All-Stars. And I've been hearing rumors about this getting a sequel. It'd be great to see a sequel to this game. This is nothing compared to Smash Brothers, to be honest, but this is pretty fun. You know, it had characters from like God of War. Had characters like Kratos. It has Sackboy. It has Sly Cooper. It has the Big Daddy from BioShock, Nathan Drake. It has the guy from Metal Gear Solid. Forgot his name. I think Raiden. I think that's his name. But this is a pretty fun game. Pretty fun party game. You know, I would love to see a sequel. And I think it has another character which I will be talking about. I don't want to spoil the character yet because I haven't got to that game yet. Next up is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. This game was fantastic when it came out. Graphics was out of this world when it first dropped, I think in 2008. I think this when this came out. Not too sure. But this game never got re-released, never got a remaster, and I think it probably never will. But it would be great if it did, because I do want to play this game again. Still to this day, I know the graphics still looks nice on this game. And next up, the character I was telling y'all about from the other game, PlayStation All Stars, Heavenly Sword. This game. I love this game. Think of it as a female God of War, and man, graphics really doesn't age that well. Doesn't look that great, but to today, I mean, the graphics when it first came out looked nice, but now looking at it now, it's just, it looks terrible. I want them to remaster this game for the PlayStation 5. Ninja Theory or whatever that. Yep, that's the name of the developer or publisher. If you hear me, please bring this game to the 5. Remaster it, please. A sequel, something. More people need to know about this game. Heavenly Sword. Next up is Killzone 2. Absolutely loved this game when it first dropped. Fantastic graphics for the time. You know, it was ahead of its time. You know, it was, I guess this was like the competition for Halo on the Xbox. But this is a fantastic game. Loved it. And the sequel, Killzone 3. I believe there was a Killzone 4. Or I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting the titles mixed up. Because I know Killzone Shadow 4 was on the 4, but I'm not sure if that's the 4th one. I could have sworn it was like a Killzone 4. But this one was great too. I really enjoyed this one. I haven't played these games in so long, so I don't remember too much about them. I just remember them being good or bad games. Next up is Heavy Sword. I mean, not Heavy Sword. Heavy Rain. Sorry about that. This game is it's amazing. I love this game. I played it again on PS4 when they re-released it. Oh man, graphics to this day, even on PlayStation 3, still look amazing. Loved it. When I first played this game, the ending I had got was my ending was Ethan going to jail for this, for this version. I tried to save each character. But I think when I replayed it on PS4, I think I was able to save each character. I'm not completely sure. Next up, it was Untold Legends. Next up, it was Untold Legends. I meant to say next up is Untold Legends. Dark Kingdom. Don't know too much about this game. I know it came out early in the early days of PlayStation 3. I know it's like an RPG, but I never played it. I just remember getting it just to have it, and I never played it. Who knows? Maybe it might turn out to be a good game. Next up is Resistance 3. I used to own part 1 and 2, but unfortunately I don't have those no more. But I do want to get them again because I really want to try this series again. This series was pretty fun, but I don't know why Sony doesn't, didn't make a sequel to this one. They could have made it on the 4, a sequel, or just remastered 1, 2, and 3 on the 4, and then make a sequel on the 5. I don't know. They kind of forgot about this series. It was pretty fun. This series, nobody really talks about it like that. Next up is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Now, when this game was first announced, I just automatically thought of it as a Tomb Raider clone. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't get it when it first came out. I waited maybe like a couple of months after. I'm not sure. A lot of people just been talking about it, and I was like, okay, let me try it out. I bought it, and I absolutely loved it. Great game, great game. Next up is Uncharted 2 Amongst Thieves. Probably my favorite in the series. Just amazing story. Bring so many new characters in this game. Absolutely love it. Had a blast playing this. Really gonna revisit this one. And next, Uncharted 3. Great game. Loved it. probably, it's not my least favorite, but this one, when it comes to Uncharted, a lot of people don't talk about this one that much. They usually just talk about 2 and 4, but this one is pretty good as well. And all 3 of those games is remastered for the PS4. If you saw my PS4 collection, you would know I have that as well. So if I want to replay all 3 of those games, I'll just play the PS4 version. Next up is Beyond Two Souls. Just like Heavy Rain, amazing game. Love this game. I kind of wanted the special edition steelbook for this game still. If I can find it, I'll buy it. But I bought this for like $10, you know, because I bought it maybe years after it came out. I didn't think anything of it, but this is a fantastic game. I do want to replay this on the PS4. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And last for the exclusive games for PlayStation 3, Jak and Daxter Collection, remastered in HD. Really need to get going on these games. I heard these games was pretty good. You know, I can't wait to try these out. You know, I love platforming games. So let me just move these games over here. I don't want anything to fall. Alright, now we get into the third-party titles now. Let's start with this series. First up is Resident Evil 5. Absolutely love this game. Played it with my brother. Played through the whole thing with him. We played it and we loved it. I think we got all the trophies. I could be wrong, but if you're looking for a good co-op shooter, I highly recommend this one. It's available on PS4 as well. And we dominated this game. I also started playing this with one of my friends from IG, but we stopped playing. Fantastic game. And next up is the Gold Edition. Now this one includes all the DLC. You know, it's just an updated version of the game. Basically the same game, but I like getting these. It's just so nice. This is a slip cover as well. As you can see, it's a slip cover. I think nowadays, after a while, it stopped coming with the slip cover. So anything with this slip cover, I like that I get it. You know, because after a while, they stopped making the slip covers. Next up is Resident Evil 6 Anthology. Not my favorite Resident Evil. It's a pretty okay one. This package was cool because it comes with part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you was really getting your money's worth with this one, as opposed to the 360 version. I believe the 360 version came with Code Veronica and something else. I can't quite remember, but I remember this version being better. I gotta look that up now and see which because the 360 special edition, it was called Resident Evil Archives, and I forgot what it came with. Next up is Resident Evil Revelations. Love this game. Brought back the horror aspect of the series because it was kind of losing that with part 5 and 6. But this one was very, very good. I have this game on so many consoles. I have it on the 3DS. I have it on the Wii U. I have it on PS4. Now I have it on PlayStation 3 as well. Next up is Resident Evil Revelations 2. I was going to say Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Pretty fun game. It's not as good as the first one, but this one is great. They bring back Barry, and you're introduced to a new character, his daughter Moira, right here. And another new character, forgot her name. Pretty fun game. It goes over there. Now, next up, Assassin's Creed, first one. Played this when it first came out. Pretty fun game. Gets repetitive after a while. Really do need to play through this one though. You know, so I can get a better understanding of the story. You know, but who knows? Maybe one day I will. If they remaster it, I definitely will. But Assassin's Creed, good game. Next up is Assassin's Creed 2. Considered to be the best in the series by a lot of people. I can't say that because I ain't played this one yet. But I really do want to play it. If I keep hearing so many good things about it, part 2. So I definitely will play that. Next up is Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, GameStop edition. Only on PlayStation 3, some new content, 60 minutes of content. I played this for a bit when it first came out. Pretty fun game. I couldn't get into it though. But maybe one day I will. Next up is Assassin's Creed Revelations. This one comes with the first game. Never played this one. But I am looking forward to trying it. And last Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Rogue. This one is available on the Nintendo Switch and PS4 and Xbox One. So I'm also play one of those versions. Never played this one. I heard it was good though. Can't wait to try that one out. Next up is South Park's The Stick of Truth. Really want to try this one. I heard so many great things about it. And the sequel as well, Fractured Butthole. So can't wait to try this one out. I love South Park. The movie Bigger, Longer, Uncut is like one of my favorite movies. It's funny, but it's basically like a musical, that movie. Just hear them singing throughout the whole damn movie. Next up is Kane and Lynch Deadman. Now I thought this game was gonna take off and be the shit. I mean, it's a pretty fun game. You know, it's not bad. You know, but it's kind of generic. But I thought this was gonna be like the next game to take off. Really, it did get a sequel, so I guess a lot of people bought the game. But this one is a good game. It's not bad. Next up is Mafia 2. Absolutely love this one. This is my favorite game in the series. I played part 3. Didn't like it as much as this one. I played the reimagined version or remastered or remake of the first game last year. Really loved that one. But this one will always be my favorite one. I love it. I wish they remastered this one. You know, they kind of did, but I've been looking at videos on the supposedly remastered version of this. They didn't really do anything. It looks worse, the newer version, but I wish they would have did a better job on that. Next up is Far Cry 4. Never really got into the Far Cry games. I used to own part 2 and 3. Didn't play them that much. Like played them for like an hour and then gave up. But pretty surprised they have this game on the PlayStation 3. You know, because at this time the PlayStation 4 has been out for like a year, I guess. I don't know what year this came out, but it was pretty surprising seeing this on the 3. That's one of the reasons why I got it. Next up is Captain America Super Soldier. And before I start with that one, that Far Cry game is probably like the last Far Cry game to come out on that generation. But anyway, Captain America Super Soldier. Fun game. When it comes to superhero games, it's usually a hit or miss. This one was definitely a miss. A lot of people didn't like this one that much, but I had some fun with it. Pretty fun game. It's probably going up in price now. Next up is Dead to Rights Retribution. Really enjoyed the first game. The second one was okay. I never beat the second one. I will go back and play that one. But this one I did beat. It's not as good as the first game, but it's pretty fun. Next up is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. These games are pretty fun games. I did get some enjoyment out of it. I used to own this on the original Xbox years ago. And part 2, I don't think I ever owned part 2. They did make part 3 for the Nintendo Switch. I do want to get that game, but they still want $60 though. I don't want to pay that much for that game. Next up is Valkyria Chronicles. Never played this one. I heard about it. You know, this is really not my genre for games, but you know, it was cheap from GameStop. I figured who knows, one day maybe I'll get into it. Next up is Sleeping Dogs. Absolutely love this game. One of my favorites on the PlayStation 3. This is supposed to this was supposed to be the sequel to True Crime. This was supposed to be called True Crime Hong Kong, but unfortunately the developers didn't want to go along with it, so they had to rename the game. And Square Enix, they picked up the I guess they picked up the license for the game, so they probably couldn't use the same name. But this is a fun ass game. I do want to get the PS4 version though. Next up is Watch Dogs. Now, if you watch my PlayStation 4 video, you know how much I love this game. I have it on PlayStation 3, PS4, Wii U, Xbox 360. Love this game. Doesn't run that good on the PlayStation 3, but pretty surprised they made that on the PlayStation 3. Next up is Little Big Planet 2. I had the first one when it first came out. Pretty fun. But these type of games I'm really not into. The whole creating thing. You know, I don't care for it that much. Sorry about the glare on these games. It's really annoying. That's why I'm holding it like this. But never played this one, but I did enjoy the first one. It was okay. Next up, in the case is cracked, I didn't notice, Doom 3 BFG edition. Never played this one. Yeah, I never played this one. I do want to try it though. That's why I got it. Played this one earlier this year. Alice Madness Returns. This is currently available on the Xbox Game Pass. And I kind of wish I played that version because this version doesn't run that well. But it is a fun game. I do love it. You know, I didn't expect much out of it, but this is actually a pretty fun game. Don't sleep on this game. It's very good. Next up is Dark Souls. Never played this one. Never played any of the Dark Souls games. I did play Demon's Souls on the PS5. Brutal game. So for me to get into something else like this, it would take me some time. Next up is The Evil Within. One of my favorite survival horror games ever. I absolutely love this game. I can play this game like every year. I also have it on PS4 as well. But I like it so much that I got it on the generation before it as well. And it doesn't look that bad on PlayStation 3 actually. Next up is Darksiders. Heard about this game. Never played it though. I heard it's kind of like God of War and Zelda. That's probably the reason why I bought it. But can't wait to try it out. Next up is Battlefield 4. Pretty fun game. This game, when it first came out, had a lot of problems. But pretty fun. I did start playing Battlefield Hardline on the Xbox Game Pass. not that, it's not that great of a game. Next up is DMC, Devil May Cry. A lot of people hated this game because it wasn't nothing like the other three, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. You know, I'll be honest and say I enjoyed this more than the other three. You know, coming from me, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Devil May Cry, but this one I did enjoy it. You know, even though people hated it. But alright, I guess I'll get into these games. Hold on. Because I was going to wait to talk about these, but... I'm sorry, bear with me. Because I got them in the wrong order. Okay, that's good. Next up is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, featuring ECW. Pretty dope wrestling game. This one, they added like fighting styles to the wrestlers. So one wrestler can be like a brawler, or one person could be like a hardcore type person. I mean, wrestler, powerhouse, you know, submission, you know, dirty fighter. You know, they added fighting styles to it. That made it a little bit more fun. You know, but this game did have some problems. But it's a pretty fun wrestling game. I enjoyed it. Next up is SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I have a few things to say about this, but I will save that for the next game that I'm going to show. This one is pretty fun. They put like a large emphasis on the whole tag team thing for some reason. I don't know why. You know, tag team was like a big deal for this. They added the Inferno match, which was pretty dope. Love this game. Pretty fun. I remember playing it a lot when it came out. Okay, the same year we had got WWE Legends of WrestleMania. Now this is basically the history of WrestleMania, famous matches from the WrestleMania events. I think it's from the beginning until the year that this came out. You know, you have Stone Cold, you have The Rock, Andre the Giant, you have Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, you know, stuff like that. The interesting thing about this game, you was able to import your roster from this game. You was able to play as wrestlers from SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. You was able to import the whole roster. And that was pretty dope at the time. But the only thing I didn't like, this game didn't have The Rock and Stone Cold. So this was the first and only game to not feature The Rock. A lot of people don't know that. This game right here, SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, this is the only game in the series The Rock is not in. You know, Stone Cold did have a one-game absence before this one. Stone Cold was not in the original SmackDown vs. Raw game, and Stone Cold was not in this one either. I guess to make up for that, they put them in this game, but not this one, which really didn't make any sense. I don't know why they did that. So that's one fact I wanted to tell y'all. Next up is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Pretty cool game. You know, this one you can, I think you create your own story in this one. I never did that, but that was a pretty dope thing that they added. You see it right there, it says your story. It's pretty cool. You know, I enjoyed that one. Next up is SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. This is the last SmackDown vs. Raw game before the name change. Pretty fun game. Added a lot of new physics. The season mode or the Road to WrestleMania mode, whatever, you can actually walk around as your character, which was pretty cool at the time. Haven't seen that since SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. But good game. Good game. And next up, WWE 12. This is the start of the name change. And they made like a whole new engine. Pretty fun game. I enjoyed it. The story mode was pretty good. Gameplay was pretty good. They changed everything back. Well, not back, but they changed it completely from the different ones, from the other ones, I mean. Pretty fun game. It was just the start of the new generation, so they figured let's rebrand it again. Next up is WWE 13, probably one of my favorites. Love this one to death. They added the Attitude Era mode, where you can play as, you know, some of the old wrestlers from that era. Love this one. It's one of my favorites. Also, another one of my favorites is WWE 2K14. Love this one. This has the 30 years of WrestleMania. Basically another history lesson. But I loved it though. It's always cool to go back and play I'll go back to this one just to play the 30 years of WrestleMania. Just for that exclusively. But this one was pretty fun. I did enjoy it. It does have a reversible cover. Let's see. I can show you. There's Daniel Bryan right there. You can't really see him because I don't feel like pulling him out, but Daniel Bryan's on the other side. But I'll leave it on the side of The Rock because I like The Rock better. Nothing against Daniel Bryan, but next up is WWE 2K15. At this point, they started making it for the next generation of consoles, which is the PS1 and Xbox One. But I still bought the last generation version. Pretty fun game. Doesn't look as great as the next gen version, of course, but it was alright. This was like my least favorite one. Next up is WWE 2K16, another one of my favorites. Pretty fun game. I like the showcase mode with Stone Cold Steve Austin, basically just showing the most famous matches from Stone Cold throughout his wrestling career. One of my favorites. And the last wrestling game is WWE 2K16. This is actually the last wrestling game to be ever released for PlayStation 3 before moving on to the 4 and, you know, and so on. You know, because they didn't make 2K18 for the PlayStation 3. This was the last official one that they made. And this one was pretty much the same as 2K16. You know, it's pretty bare bones. They really don't have that many game modes, but it's alright. Next up is Prototype 2. Never played this one. I heard so many great things about it. I can't wait to try it one day. Seems like a pretty fun game. Next up is Yakuza 3. I think I played this for like a little bit. And I've been trying to track down this version, well, this game for a while. And finally found it. Can't wait to try it out. But I do want to play the other Yakuza games first before I play that one. Next up is Mass Effect 2. Couldn't really get into the Mass Effect games, you know. So if I ever see the Legendary Edition for a good price, I'll probably just pick that one up and have all the games. But I do want to give the series a try though. Next up is Splinter Cell Blacklist. Barely touched this game. I have it on Wii U as well. and I barely played that one. But I do want to try it out though. I like Metal Gear Solid, so this is similar to it, I guess. Yeah, I do want to try this one. Next up is the Simpsons game. Had this a long time ago when it first came out. Did I regret trading it in? So last year I had sold this for a good price and I got it again because I know this game is going to go up in price. I know it is. So it's a pretty fun game. You know, I do want to play it again though, because I don't think I ever beat it back then. Next up is Tomb Raider. Absolutely love this game. A reboot to the series. This is also on PS4. Great game. Graphics looked pretty good at the time. Love it, love it. Recently just got this. Army of Two, 40th Day. I used to own the first one a long time ago. Didn't get too far in it. I heard it was a pretty good game. But, you know, I didn't get too far in this game. Well, the first one I did. This one I never played. But I'm looking forward to trying it though. Next up is Final Fantasy 13. I remember buying this game when it first came out. Tried it. Didn't enjoy it. Found it pretty boring. I actually started falling asleep playing this freaking game. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it again. Don't know. Maybe I will. And okay, I'm gonna end the video with these two games. Sonic Social and Genesis Collection. There's a lot of decent games on it. Absolutely love this one. And Sonic Generations. Love, love, love this game. Well, I can't really say that because I barely played it. It was alright. It was alright. Okay, the reason why I'm ending the video now is because my iPad is going dead and I don't want it to cut off while I'm making the video. So I'm going to be back with a part 2 for my PlayStation 3 collection. But until then, stay tuned for part 2. So I will continue with pretty much the rest of the half of these games that I have. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you all in the next video.